Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Rio de Janeiro. I'm the director of the United Nations Information Center here in Rio. So, in this capacity and for the reason too, I was one of the spokespersons for Rio Plus 20 conference some months ago. And all this process, I'm quite familiar to it, to the process actually, to what is going to happen from now to 2015. And so I'm confused too. And it's not just a matter of lack of information. It's that it's a real complicated process in which many actors are involved and many things are happening. Many interests, sometimes conflicting interests, are in place. And there is, at the same time, a huge interest, not that huge as Bonian has just suggested in this, unfortunately not true announcement, a joint announcement, but it's for sure. I mean, the decision on what to do for the post-2015 is one of the hottest topics in the multilateral agenda for next year. Now we have a lot of acronyms, MDGs, SDGs, the GDGs, so the Global Development Goals, and how it will work. Well, there are some things are clear, or at least they were agreed. The need to accelerate the efforts to achieve the existence MDGs by 2015. Which is not, as you know, it's not that easy, but so it's with sometimes the glass is half full, sometimes half empty, but anyway. And so what will happen? Actually, the process started some weeks, some months ago, and what will happen now? Well, the Secretary General has established, as you know, a high-level panel on the global development agenda post-2015, with the three leaders leading the panel, the President of Indonesia, the President of Liberia, and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And there were already a couple of meetings last week in London. There will be now meeting in the future meetings in Liberia and Indonesia. And the panel the work of the panel will reflect the new development challenges while also drawing on experience that were already gained through, the MDGs. And the idea is that the work of this panel, will be closely coordinated with the working group that was tasked to design sustainable development goals, which was agreed as you know, in the Rio Plus 20 conference. So we have an effort for this new, for the next MDGs, let's call them like that, and the idea to define the SDGs. And the panel will submit its report to the Secretary General, to Mr. Ban Ki-moon, by the end of May next year, 2013. So we have a few months to go. And the key, we are in Brazil. One of the panel members is Minister Isabella Teixeira, Environmental Minister. So there are some key issues. Do we build for the future? Do we just build on or extend the present MDGs? How we develop the new Sustainable Development Goals to implement the decision Rio Plus 20? Do we have one new set of goals or more than that? And how we can bring the ideas from both tracks, that is, post-MDGs, SDGs, together toward global development goals? Is it possible, is it feasible, and how? And will the views of civil society and the other major groups be reflected in these new goals? Well, there are some key issues in this discussion. First, various constituencies, we have already heard about that, are they are pressing for specific items They are very keen to see their specific issues reflected in the new goals. Accommodating all these requests, all this pressure will be difficult. It's not an easy thing. At the same time, as we heard in the welcoming message when we started this afternoon, it's pretty clear that something that is larger than the 8, in terms of also, even in terms of message, something, anything larger than the 8 MDGs we have today would be kind of difficult to, between quotation marks, to sell politically in this situation. At the same time, I know but just a couple more things. There are concerns in the debate that the present MDGs are too much donor-driven, and so they focus on action in developing countries, and well, and also they depend sometimes, depending on the countries, on the specific donors, requests or interests, and why the new goals should be truly global in shape and in scope, requiring action by both the developing countries and the developed countries. This is the spirit of what was decided in Rio Plus 20, and in some way was the most important, conclusion of the Rio Plus 20, at least in my opinion. And so also problems, where the money for all of this will come from, the resources, and how will a new development framework be effectively monitored and measured, and so how it will be, who will be accountable, and how it will work. Well, about consulting with civil society, I suppose that my friend Aaron will say more, but I would just stress one thing. We were discussing with colleagues before. You heard before about this consultation in 50 countries that will start in the next few days, in the next few weeks. All these 50 countries, this consultation will be, more or less directed by your organizer or by UNDP, the development program. All these countries are are either, developing countries or middle-income countries from Africa, Asia Pacific, Latin American, Caribbean, Arab states, Eastern Europe. No Eastern Europe, no Western European countries, no North American countries. So that will be in a way a consultation on the issue of the present MDGs, not a consultation on the issues of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. So this is a problem that somehow must be addressed. Now, I'm concluding. I'm very happy to have this discussion here with you, with the Plenary Assembly of WFUNA, because you are our allies in the countries. In interacting with the civil society in each country you work, you are, and the UN needs to have this interaction, this close partnership with the civil society. Of course, the final decisions will be taken by governments. This is the UN. I don't have to explain it to you, but of course, together, civil society, and you are part of this. You are our allies. You are our. You are precious to our work, and the UN. We can work. We should work. We could push, and we should push for a more advanced agreement, some more advanced compromise on all this very complicated issue. And so then there are of course many other things to do, but this was to start. This is where we are right now.